here it is. This time then, once more, I think then perhaps a last time, then I'll think it over. With that world too, premonition of the last, but one. All grows dim. A little more and you'll go blind. It's in the head. It doesn't work anymore, it says. I don't work anymore. You go dumb as well as sounds fade. The threshold scarcely crossed, that's how it is. It's in the head. I must have had enough. So say what you say. I'll manage this time. Then perhaps once more. Then perhaps a last time. Then nothing more. You are hard set to formulate this thought. For it is one, in a sense. Then you try to pay attention, to consider with attention all those dim things, saying to yourself laboriously, it's my fault. Fault? That was the word. But what is fault? Is it not goodbye? And what magic in those dim things to which it will be time enough when next they pass to say goodbye? For you must say goodbye. It would be madness not to say goodbye when the time comes. If you think of the forms and light of other days, it is without regret, but you seldom think of them with what you would think of them. I don't know. People pass too, hard to distinguish from yourself. That is discouraging. So I saw A and C going slowly towards each other, unconscious of what they were doing. It was on a road remarkably bare. I mean, without hedges or ditches or any kind of edge in the country, for cows were chewing in enormous fields, lying and standing in the evening silence. Perhaps I'm inventing a little, perhaps embellishing. But on the whole, that's the way it was. They chew, swallow, then after a short pause, effortlessly bring up the next mouthful. The neck muscle stirs, and the jaws begin to grind again. A neck muscle stirs, but perhaps I'm remembering things. The road, hard and white, seared the tender pastures, rose and fell at the whim of hills and hollows. The town was not far. It was two men, unmistakably, one small and one tall. They had left the town, first one, then the other, and then the first, weary or remembering a duty, had retraced his steps. The air was sharp, for they wore greatcoats. They looked alike, but no more than others do. At first, a wide space lay between them. They couldn't have seen each other even had they raised their heads and looked about, because of the wide space, and then because of the undulating land, which caused the road to be in waves, not high, but high enough. High enough. But the moment came when together they went down to the same trough, and in this trough finally met. To say they knew each other, no, nothing warrants it. But perhaps at the sound of their steps, or warned by some obscure instinct, they raised their heads and observed each other for a good 15 paces before they stopped breast to breast. Yes, they did not pass each other, but halted face to face, as in the country of an evening on a deserted road, two wayfaring strangers will, without there being anything extraordinary about it. They knew each other, perhaps. Now, in any case, they do. Now I think they will know each other, greet each other, even in the depths of the town. They turn toward the sea, which, far in the east, beyond the fields, loomed high in the waning sky, and exchanged a few words. Then each went on his way. Each went on his way. A, back toward the town. C, on by ways he seemed hardly to know, not at all, for he went with uncertain step and often stopped to look about him, like someone trying to fix landmarks in his mind. For one day, perhaps, he may have to retrace his steps. You never know. The treacherous hills where fearfully he ventured were no doubt known to him from afar, seen perhaps from his bedroom window or from the summit of a monument, which one black day, having nothing particular to do, and turning to height for solace, he had paid his few coppers to climb slower and slower up the winding stones.